Hi everyone, I am officially 1 month on testosterone. This particular video I'll be talking specifically about my 4th week, and I hope at some point I'll make a video talking about my first month as a whole. So just for context, on the actual day of my 4-week triniversary, I had my final uni exam. And so I was very busy and very stressed throughout the week, but I was still so excited to hit this first milestone. So I wanted to talk about how I've been feeling. I'm going to start by talking about the physical changes. I do think that all of these things have been quite subtle, but I've experienced an array of different things this past week, so I'm going to talk about all of them. The first thing is that my skin is more sensitive, particularly on my face. I find that I get redder a lot easier, and my skin is just overall less smooth. I have had a bit of acne. In fact, I've had quite a bit of acne on my neck and my shoulders, which I have never experienced before. But in terms of my face, it just overall feels a lot less smooth than it did before. And I'm kind of hoping that that's because there's hair growth happening, but I know that it's likely just hormonal acne. Another change that I think I've experienced is my voice changing. I really do think that it's getting deeper, especially when I'm singing. I feel like I can go into a lower range. I never tested that prior to starting testosterone, but I never really tried to sing that deep prior to starting testosterone because I didn't think that I could, whereas now I think that I can. And so I do think that there has been some kind of shift. Even if it's subtle, I do think that my voice has deepened, or at least I have access to a deeper range. Another thing that I've noticed is that I grew a beard hair. I had like 2 hairs that were thick and dark and grew on my chin previously, but I did notice this week that there is a 3rd hair there. It grew blonde, like it was white, and I chopped it off hoping that it will grow back darker, but it's definitely a lot thicker than the other ones in the area, so I'm counting that as my first ever beard hair on testosterone, my 3rd overall. The last physical thing that I've noticed is that I have been going to bed later and waking up later a lot more naturally. Previously, I always went to bed early and woke up early. However, as of late, I've been sleeping at around like 11 p.m. and naturally getting up around like 10 a.m. when I have a choice. And yeah, that was never the case before, and I'm not sure if that's because of testosterone or it's because my whole schedule's changed, but I think it could be because of both. In terms of emotional changes or lifestyle changes, there's a few things that I'll cover from this week. The first thing that I'll talk about is that overall I just feel better. I have a lot more moments of gender euphoria and a lot less moments of gender dysphoria, and overall I just feel more normal. I feel happier, I feel more high energy. I feel like instead of kind of being at a baseline of okay, I'm at a baseline of good, which is fantastic, really. Another thing that happened is I went jeans shopping, and I had to go twice because the first time was a big fail. I tried on so many different pairs of jeans. We went to a big shopping mall, and I swear I tried on every pair of jeans in this mall and none of them fit me right, and it made me feel very dysphoric. However, I didn't give up. I tried again at a different shopping mall, and the first pair of jeans that I found, they fitted me perfectly and they filled me with a lot of euphoria as well. I got those jeans from Zara if you're interested. The jeans that I got are my first ever pair of actual men's jeans, and let me tell you, the pockets are to die for. The amount of pocket space I have in the front of my pants, I have never experienced that before in my life. I can fit my entire phone in the front of my pants. That's fantastic, functionally, but also it gives me a lot of euphoria to wear men's pants, and I like the way that they fit me. Another thing that I've noticed is that I'm starting to understand my dysphoria more and more. And the more that I know, the more that I can address the issue correctly. So it actually becomes a lot easier for me. The last thing that I'll talk about in this section is that I actually changed tape. Previously, I used regular sports tape, which is about 5 centimeters wide, and recently I upgraded to a thicker sports tape, which is about 10 centimeters wide. And let me tell you, it's been a major upgrade. It's much easier to apply, it has a more even application, and this particular tape is a lot more gentle on my skin. So all around, it's been a fantastic investment to make. There has been one noticeable expectation that hasn't been met, and that's my appetite. Over the 4th week, I found that I was less hungry as opposed to more. It could be that I was stressed about exams and finishing uni, but overall I just didn't want to eat that week, which was not expected whatsoever. The last thing that I'll talk about in this video is future goals. I spoke to somebody recently and they put the idea in my head that I should try and change my name legally prior to graduation. I have about 4 months before graduation, which isn't a lot of time, but I actually have to do the paperwork much earlier than the ceremony, of course. So there's a definite time crunch in terms of figuring out what name I want to go by. I've experimented with various different names, but when it comes to actually solidifying that, I'm feeling a little bit of pressure. I'm feeling under the cooker right now. But I could change my name multiple times if it doesn't work out the first time, so I shouldn't stress as much as I am. That's all I have to talk about for my 4th week on T. This video was a bit of a mess, just like all of them are, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope I see you guys for the next video. See ya!